I don't know, but I might have
What are
a
we
snake
doing? Are
because
we solving the questions about like
No,
the...
we haven't started yet, Rashid.
Oh, we haven't started?
Yes, now I want to start.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready to start? Let's
Yes.
do it. Yes, Adi, you can speak.
I was saying I might have a phobia of snakes because last time I saw a really big snake, so I got really scared. My leg were trembling.
Yeah, this is one of the most familiar phobias, I think. Okay, but guys, if you remember when we listened to Judy, Gavin, and Melissa, I think these people have strange phobias. Now, I think we have,
Yes.
so I have to ask you some general questions about these phobias, and then we have to complete. Question number one. Which of the three people do you think has the most difficult phobia to live with?
Doctor, just for a small reminder, just like to try to remember the phobias, Jody had a fear of the jacket. I forgot the name.
Especially buttons.
The
Oh,
buttons,
Yes.
buttons, and Gavin,
buttons in jackets.
fish, and
And
Melissa,
Melissa,
balloons.
balloons, exactly.
Balloons.
Yes.
Oh,
So now can you answer question
No,
four?
Gavin fears from not balloons, from fish.
Yes,
fish.
fish, exactly,
No,
Rima.
Fish. Yes.
Gavin
Yes.
is fish. But doctor, I
Melissa,
think,
Hmm?
to be honest, I think
Mhm.
it depends on the situation you're in. It depends on like the region or situation you're in.
What do you mean?
يعني what do I mean is يعني here they're asking which يعني what is the most difficult phobia to live with. It depends on where you are and what is around you to specify which person has it most difficult.
Mhm.
No, I think it's initial case.
What do
It
you mean,
depends
Ibrahim?
on
Mhm.
it depends on the mental
Yes, depends
thinking.
on the criteria of each person and what
Yes,
is surrounding them.
Mhm.
not on the place or
Yes,
something
it
else.
depends on their mental state and
Yes.
how they are. And yes, that is correct.
But the
Or
Okay.
case do something too.
or if there are events that the person faced in the past and left an like effect or something on his mental
Is
state.
it the answer of question number two, Ibrahim? Why do people get phobias?
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay.
Doctor, we can't mention which phobia is the most of the three
Difficult.
because the three phobias are changed are not usually not a
Strange.
regular phobia are strange because and they can't hide this phobia because the fish we can saw everywhere and buttons and balloons in every situation and birthday and restaurant because the three phobias are the same we can choose one are the most phobia we can all of them are strange and
Uh, I want
I,
have the
I
Difficult,
same
think
I,
the button
difficult
is the most
phobias. Yes.
Doctor, what question are we answering?
Now
Second?
we are answering the questions number one and two. Which of the
Yes.
three phobias are the most difficult one? Why?
I think the buttons because
Ah,
uh, like most of the jackets the sh- uh,
But
like
most
if
of the
she's
jackets these days are zippered. So I don't know if there is a problem.
not
mhm.
Because most of the jackets are zippered. يعني it depends on the يعني maybe the shirts, the polo shirts, for example.
Mhm.
What about if
Yeah, not jackets. I meant
I tell you that I have a phobia from the velvet? I can't touch anything, any clothes with velvet.
Why,
Mahmoud,
why, Ibrahim?
I don't know.
Has
Fro-
something happened to you maybe in the past, or maybe
No, no,
It's
something?
like
no.
an
When I
instinctive
was a
move.
child, when I was a child.
When you were a
It's maybe
child.
like a tragic event that made you so instinctive about these things and phobic about these things.
Yeah, and I think now we go back to question number 2, which is why do people get phobias?
It, maybe it's because of a tragic event that scars you for life.
Or physiological
something
Yeah,
case.
happened to them because of
physiological
this.
event, a physiological event that happened.
Yes.
Mm.
Personality also
Yeah.
affect phobias.
Mhm.
What you watch
Oh,
can affect this too.
but guys, I think
Yes.
this doesn't happen to everyone because why do some people and not others get them?
Mm.
Maybe
Maybe it's
education from parents.
some people are maybe it's because maybe
Aha,
some people are more
About the experience.
the experience.
No,
the
But
phobia
no,
was
I
more
think
tragic
it
than
is
another one.
mhm.
parents can affect sometimes their child.
Or
Yeah,
or accidents.
the family household.
Yes.
Or maybe people are more sensitive than others.
Yes. Rima, how parents do really affect the personality
If
of kids?
yes,
The
for example,
how the
if
child is treated or how the person is treated.
What is it?
yes, as if parents have يعني fear from something, they make too much high reaction near their child.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
And doctor, what she means is if the parents have the fear of something, they may be phobic around they may be phobic about it around the child so much that the child thinks
Same side.
it's maybe like a bad thing or something that is tragic or something
The,
that can harm it. So the child become fears of it from the parents.
Is it?
and
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
yeah, I
Yes,
wanted to say that
May-
if they encourage, they know how to encourage them. Like parents might, if he want to go play with the, to go jump from a high place, they
Mhm.
might no, don't do it, no, don't do it, and they start to get fear from it. But if
Yes.
you can do it, you can do it, he doesn't get feared and he try, and he might
but
like it.
So
by
let me say, Ali,
encouraging them.
that fear cannot be born with us. This is what we attain during our lives.
No, it
Sometimes,
may
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Fear is not born, it is gotten.
Yeah.
It is, you are not born with fear. No, the fear builds up within you through the events that happen throughout your life.
You obtain it from your real
Yes,
life. This is what you meant. This is what you meant.
yes, from your lifetime experience in
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
I think it may be
Yeah, I
born
think you're right.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
it may be existed from the birth, I think.
Yes, or
Are you
it might be
taking?
genetic,
It's my
or
opinion.
yes, it might be
Uh-huh.
genetically
Because
Uh-huh.
implanted
If
in your brain.
there are if it is the by genetic يعني fear with by genetic I don't know, but if
maybe
there is if there is one fear in any person by genetic, the awareness they teach their parents, may they teach them to be aware. It's not a fear, يعني to come over of the fear. They يعني
Sally, wait, Sally, you are talking about kids. Now, let's talk about Judy, Gavin, and Melissa. How could they be cured? how can they cure the phobias that they have? They are old enough, they are not kids anymore. So what do they do?
Maybe they have to touch the balloon or touch the fish
Feel
and
the
Visit
to
a specialist.
يعني to touch them to cure them يعني
Is
to
it
feel
that
it's not
simple?
Or to ask
not
a
simple.
therapist.
Mhm,
even if
Not
the first time doesn't work, yeah,
mhm,
they should try.
mhm. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
amazing.
Doctor, I think my connection lagged. What are we talking about?
We are still talking about these
So
three
am
people.
I, Rashid.
So were
I
you.
lost my
Okay,
connection
yeah.
also.
By the way, we are still talking about phobias, how could be cured.
Mm.
Mhm,
Like Saria
It
said,
must
I
it
think
has
we should
must be
try to
cured.
touch them.
mhm, We have to touch them.
Maybe they couldn't.
Yeah, maybe
Some,
maybe the
we can from the
Try
first time, but
to
one time
encourage
after one
them to
time
do
you
the
can.
I
same.
think
I think.
they need help from specialists.
Yes,
Yes,
a specialist.
psychologist.
specialists.
Yes.
Specialists, and their parents must work on it.
I want to say something. Once a time, I can't eat frog or snail as a food.
Mhm.
My husband put on my mouth.
No, I think it's a
Anna,
habit. You get a
يعني أنا
habit.
يعني أنا بقرف منها يعني ما فيني أكلها بس أنا استطعمت فيها بلا ما أعرف شو هي يعني هيدا يعني I tasted before I know what it is
Yes,
and
it's a good
I
idea.
Yes, but can you consider this as a phobia?
يعني if مثلا if you
You
close
didn't.
your if you close your eyes and touch the fish يعني it's
Yeah,
you feel
okay.
you're يعني
Good answer.
sometimes we have many ways to overcome the fear يعني by touching not directly by trying some
Wait, Saria, wait. I think I have a plan. What if maybe let Given touch fish maybe 10 times without telling him that this is a fish? Maybe to catch it, to touch it. After, let me say, after 15 times, we can tell him that this is fish.
yes but يعني he overcome his fear not suddenly by time
By
يعني
time.
you touch
Yes.
it and yes by time يعني you touch it you can touch it he touched the fish without knowing he touching the fish
Mhm.
after certain time he will
Start
his
to
fear
enjoy fish.
We'll
I
You
see.
start to
think
enjoy.
there is a difference between fear and phobia.
Fear and phobia, yes.
Fear and phobia.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, guys, by the way,
phobia
thank you.
Good evening.
Yeah.
but phobia
Good
but
evening.
phobia come from fear at the beginning yes
Fear from something.
But
yes
phobia
but
means fear.
You
But
can
phobia means
you
fear.
can overcome the fear, but about the phobia, I think you couldn't.
But the word,
Fear of something, yes.
Phobia
the,
is more difficult than fear.
yes.
Uh-huh.
And it's more difficult to overcome.
Yes, I think.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, you can.
Good evening first.
Good evening.
good evening
Regarding that, Saria, I think putting the person in a situation, for example, touching a fish without knowing that this is a fish, maybe sometimes it can cause a trauma
Shock.
or a shock for him. So I think this is not a good way sometimes يعني, to cure phobia. And I think phobias have different stages. And I prefer going to a therapist or psychologist just to see how to overcome this phobia. Sometimes we say that we have phobia, يعني we use it as a term, yes, but it's not about phobia. Like Brahim said, it's about something that we fear. For example, for me, I always say that I have phobia from snakes. And whenever we go to the nature, to a forest, to anywhere, I thought all the time about snakes, and I feel like I'm afraid of that. So last year we went to a zoo, and I was like, I want to overcome this phobia, and I want to hold a snake. And there was like this type of activity. So I held it, and it was I was like, I was so afraid, but I want to try it just to overcome my phobia. But I think this is not about phobia, and this doesn't help me to overcome the fear from snakes, because I'm always afraid from snakes. But
It's the Hanadi, your fear is usual. It's not a strange phobia. It's usual.
yeah, that's
All
why
of us
I say that we
all of
use the
us has
term.
a fear of has fear from snakes because it's danger.
But I can.
But
But I want to
think
tell you,
if
I want to
Hanadi,
tell you something, because during my childhood, when I was a kid, there was a situation with a snake. That's why I can't forget this situation. So this is
it's not
also
an
related to
impression.
this. Yes,
It's
this
not
is
an
always
impression.
related to that situation. So that's it.
I think if you have a phobia from snake, I think you couldn't touch or hold this snake.
Even don't see a snake.
Yes, you couldn't touch or
Yes,
hold.
true. I
So
have
yes.
phobia
I
of
have a
snakes.
phobia,
I can't. I
but
don't.
you haven't
Don't call
you
that
haven't
phobia.
tried before.
Yes, I
From the
held it.
shade,
Yes, I held
I
it,
think.
and it was for 2-3 minutes, I think. But till now, I have the same fear. So
It didn't disappear.
yes,
Come on, it's not that easy, guys, because if it is, we cannot see any phobias till now. By the way, thank you for this, for these ideas. Good job. Thank you so much. I think now we have to listen to psychologist, who is Dr. Lucy Atchison. Let's listen to her. And we have to listen to her talking about phobias. Now we have to check how she answered the question 2 and the question 4, which is why do people get phobias and how could they be cured? We should listen. I think the recording is 8.6. Let's listen to her and let's try to check the way she is going to answer these 2 questions. So this is Unit 8 and recording 6.
Tape script 8.6. The psychologist's view. Human beings are programmed to be afraid of things that can hurt them. Show a baby a picture of a snake or a big poisonous spider and the baby will show fear. It's in our DNA. We're all afraid of some things and that's good. But a phobia causes absolute terror, with physical symptoms such as a racing heart, sickness and panic attacks. Phobias are usually the result of a bad experience. For example, a car crash can cause a fear of driving. But it's often just fear of ordinary things like balloons or a particular food. Some people are more likely to get phobias than others. It's in their genes. My job is to train people to conquer their phobia. First, we just talk about it and help the patient relax. Then we might show just a picture or cartoon of their phobia. After that, we sometimes show a film. And finally, we ask them to touch the object. In this way, phobias can normally be treated in just 3 or 4 sessions.
Amazing. Okay, now how do
Sorry, a
people...
therapist, psychologist. Okay.
So how or why do people get phobias? What did she say?
So it's programmed to be afraid of things because it's in our DNAs.
Yeah, this is something
All
normal.
of us are afraid of something, but
Absolutely.
Hurt
Ah,
us. That's why
but
I told you, me too, I am afraid from snake.
come
yes,
on,
but
guys.
to
A
talk
snake is
about
a dangerous creature. Absolutely.
Yes.
The snake is going to hurt us. This is something
it's
normal.
something normal to be afraid
Yeah,
from
like a
snake.
deer, for example. Any deer, for
Mm.
example, should be afraid of lions. So,
Mm.
yes, this is something in our genes because this is something dangerous. But notice that the psychologist said a phobia of normal or ordinary things. Okay?
Yes, like balloons or
Yeah, exactly.
particular food.
So,
Yeah,
how do
and it
people...
always
Oh, yes.
has symptoms.
Symptoms?
By accident or bad situation, take phobia, from accident.
Mhm.
So she said about an accident by car or crash a car.
Yeah, it
will take
results
a
from
phobia.
experience of
Yeah,
experience.
From experience, yes.
experience. Exactly. Now, how can they be cured?
First, to talk about it,
To talk about it.
and she makes the
And,
patient relaxed.
and then show
Then
them
show them
Can-
pictures or films.
movie.
And
Finally, let them touch things.
Yes, touch the balloon, the fish, or maybe the button. Okay, thank you so much. Exactly, this is it. As you noticed, guys, and thank you for saying we have to differentiate between fear and phobias because absolutely they are different. I cannot see a lion, for example, and stay silent. I have to run away immediately. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So I think this is it for phobias. Now we have to discuss something completely new. It is about reading. Now, this page is talking about dangerous journeys in history. Now we have two people. We have to read their journeys. But before we read, let me ask you this warm-up question. Now let's imagine you are one of 90,000 people. You are traveling together on foot over mountains, rivers, and plains. It's winter. What problems would you face?
The harsh terrain and the weather. Maybe somebody would get a sickness or something.
Mhm.
Mm.
And the sickness cannot be cured?
Or
No, it
the
might be like a simple cold, but this simple cold can be can affect many travelers because it is 90,000 people or more.
Mhm.
This may have a huge
Sorry,
effect on.
sorry, what is the question? I lost a little bit my connection.
Rima, the question is saying, imagine you are one of 9,000 people. Now, you are traveling together on foot over mountains, rivers, and plains, but it is winter. What problems would you face?
The first problem may
Mhm.
I think you may face ravenous animals.
Dangerous animals.
Yes,
Just to be victims.
especially in
Amazing. Yes, I agree with you, Brahim.
mountains or
So
But
Brahim
let-
said, yes, animals, wild animals. Rashid said
Yes.
sickness. Is there anything
Yes,
else?
it may be the rivers because
Yes, the weather.
The weather,
There was
yes, it is
yeah.
winter.
Winter, because it's
Yes,
winter.
Yes.
And maybe the rivers, because maybe they may be deep rivers, and maybe the animals that are traveling may not be able to
Flood.
pass through.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Okay,
The
thank you.
mountain,
What about mountains,
it's
Adam?
dangerous
harsh
to
terrain.
go on the
To climb a
mountains
mountain.
when
Hard to
it's
be
raining.
climbed. Yes, especially, yes, it is winter. It's not that easy.
So you might slide down the mountain
Exactly.
or
and
the
say bye-bye to life.
Or
like
stones.
منحدرات الخطرة dangerous slopes.
hmm hmm Okay, thank you so much, Ibrahim. Exactly. It is not that easy. Maybe in the past, yes, they used to do it, but I don't think that these days we can do it because we are not that strong, or maybe just we cannot do
And
what
we can use the protections in this day.
Yes.
Like
What about physical strength, Ibrahim?
in the past,
Yeah,
they were stronger.
exactly.
They used
Stronger.
to go from from city to city on foot يعني ما كانوش on foot يعني كان they were more strong.
They were
Their
stronger.
work was yes, they were stronger.
And
Yes.
they used swords during the battles.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Shields,
not
armors.
not like only button like during these days.
Yes, exactly.
No, if you want to travel as a pleasure or as an activity to do it, not
It's
to as a work
Yes,
from
it's
place to
something
place.
different, yes, because you can waste everywhere because approximately we can now hotels everywhere, cafes, we can rest, we can sleep, and even we can eat. It's not like in the past, for example. They have to,
Now,
yes, they had to march.
yes, now we equipped ourselves if you want to climb a mountain.
Yes, exactly. Okay, this is what we are going to discover, which is two passages about two famous leaders. We are going to read Hannibal Barca and Mao Zedong. So let's try to read the journey or two journeys about them because they both undertook remarkable journeys with thousands of people. Before we read, let's try to look at the maps about these two leaders. This is map number one. Let me scroll down to map number one. And we noticed that they started their journey from this place.
Yes.
Yes, wait. Novo
Spain.
Cartigo. Exactly, yes. And
And
this is the Ararat, or the place or places they
France,
marched. Exactly.
Italy,
Exactly. Till
Algeria.
Carthage. Okay? Absolutely. The meaning of Carthage is Carthage in the past.
Tunis.
Yes, exactly. Tunis. Yeah, exactly, Ibrahim. Thank you. So I think it's not an easy space, especially if you are on foot. Okay, and we notice that in the second page, here we have ferries, small boats, and we have elephants. Okay, this is the first map, and let's check or take a look at the second map, which is about Mao Zedong. Now it is the same. Notice that the beginning of this journey is here, and he absolutely with his people march all this place to Wugi. Okay,
North of
I
China.
think, yes, exactly north of China. This is China. Now I think it's the time to read, but we are not going to read the full passages. I think we have to read the introductions first because we have some questions about them. Then we will complete reading. So first we have to read the early years about both journeys, then we have to answer these questions. All of us should read, and this is about Hannibal across the Alps, early years. And I think now Rashid is going to start reading. Can you, Rashid?
Yes. Hannibal crosses the Alps, 247 to 182 BC. Early years. Hannibal Barca was born in Carthage, North Africa, now a suburb of Tunis, Tunisia, in 247 BC. At the time, this once prosperous seaport was losing a long and exhausting war with the Romans over who should rule the Western Mediterranean. His father,
Yes, exactly.
Mediterranean.
Yes.
His father, Hamilcar, was a general in the army, and it is said that he made his son promise to hate the Romans forever. The 23-long war was finally lost in 241 BC. Hannibal and his family moved to Spain, where the Carthaginians were
Carthage.
trying to
This is
Carthaginians
Carthaginians.
were trying to build a new empire. Hannibal grew up to be a bold and fearless fighter like his father, and eventually became commander of the army. In 218 BC, the Romans again threatened to attack. In a daring and dangerous plan, Hannibal decided to march from Spain to Italy before the Romans had even declared war. This march was a journey of 2,415 kilometers across both the Pyrenees and the Alps.
Exactly. Thank you so much. This is Pyrenees, and this is a place I'm going to show you in the map. Thank you so much, Rashid. So this is the early years about Hannibal. Now I think it's the time to read the early years about Mao Zedong. Can you please start reading, Ibrahim?
Yes. Mao Zedong, and the Long March. 1993 to 1893 to 1976, early years. Mao Zedong, Mao Zedong was born in Henan province in southern China in 1893. His father was an ambitious but illiterate farmer who wanted his son to have the education he didn't have. At university, Mao became active in revolutionary student groups and in 1921 helped found the Chinese Communist